First off, I am unwell and I apologize if I sound a little rough, but we have to carry on. Welcome back to a Robyn Music Academy, where we explore both the skills and the mindset behind leveling up your photography. Now, when you first pick up a camera, it's very easy just to point and click, and we're constantly getting snap, 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 snap. And we don't always think about what we're trying to achieve. We just take the shot and hope for the best. But if you really want to develop that skill, learning to look for a shot and asking those right questions really does help up level your shots. So it all begins with asking the right kind of questions. What's the composition I'm looking for? Are you looking for a symmetry, a leading line? Are you looking to a more dynamic shot, so therefore you want to give it a bit of tension? Are you looking at the best angle, high, low, wide, macro? What's the lighting doing? Is it doing what you want it to do? If it's not doing what you want to do, can you move the subject or can you move you? Do you wait for a better condition? Heads up, spoiler alert, the answer to that is always no. Could you do something different to make it better? Now, I've said it once and I'll say it again. One of the easiest things you can actually do, grab your camera and a mug. It doesn't have to be a mug, it can be pretty much anything that you have lying around on your desk. But what I will say is take the time to think about what the subject is and how you want to portray it. Because simply by changing up that angle so that you're shooting head on can give a very different vibe to your point of view look, or even from above. Then you got to think about your lighting. Am I better with a backlighting or a side lighting, a front lighting? Which one complements this subject and the story that I'm trying to tell you? Obviously, we can then talk about, do we want to frame it? Do we want to put some more props in there so that we can kind of vibe with what we're going for? So therefore, do we need to go for a slightly wider angle shot so that we can incorporate everything in it? Would a side lighting be slightly more dynamic on this? It's the beauty of doing the 12 in one shot. It allows you to take an everyday object, and it can be literally anything. Don't get caught up on what the object is. Just get caught up on experimenting with different perspectives and different lightings and different vibes. We're talking about external things here, things that are physically in the room. What can you change by moving yourself or moving the subject to enable you to get a different shot? Learning how to see those possibilities and practicing that skill enables you to be able to choose the one that will match the vibe that you're going for the best. The same subject can be minimalistic, it can be dramatic, it can be warm, depending on those choices that you make. So when we learn to see the shot before we take it, instead of relying on that look, you get to be being able to make intentional and meaningful choices. So your challenge, and I do want you to actually actively go out and do this. The whole point of this, I'm giving you things that enable you to be able to go and do stuff. I want you to grab a mini mug, a piece of fruit, a bottle, a vase, it doesn't matter. And I want you to take 12 completely different photos. Experiment with angles, lighting, storytelling, framing, and then I want you to share them. In our next video, we are going to dive into ways that we can develop that creative eye and how we can actively choose the settings to continue to tell our story and how they complement the first set of choices that we make. So, as always, if you're new here, hi, make sure that you are hitting that subscribe and notification bell, because we are going to be doing a deep dive in making sure that you are taking your photography to the next level. Remember that great photography starts with seeing what's possible. And as always, thank you so much for your patience and your support this year. And until next time, happy experimenting and happy clicking. It's always scary when you think you're going to hit the live button instead of the record button.